Hey everyone, it's your host Brian Heisler. Welcome to Math Talk. And today we're going to continue our series on probability, combinations, and permutations, and we're going to look at combinations. So let's get started. So to give you an idea of what combinations are, it's a term that's used to figure out you're picking several items out of a group, and the order that you pick them doesn't matter. So let's say you have a group of fruits or something. It doesn't matter what order they're in, you're just picking the number of options that there are. So let's look at a couple examples. We actually have an example of fruits. We have a fruit stand. There are 4 different types of fruits to choose: apples, bananas, grapes, and oranges. How many different combinations of 2 fruits can you buy? And so you're looking out of a group of 4, how many combinations of 2 of them can you get? And so usually when you see these examples, a lot of the ways that they're done are looking at what are called creating trees or lists or things like that. And so we're going to do that for this example because there's really not as many options as you may think. And so I'm going to go ahead and use letters to represent the different fruits. We have apples, we have bananas, we have grapes, and we have oranges. And I'm going to basically just list out the pairs to see how many different groups there are. So I'm looking for 2. I could have an apple and a banana, an apple and a grape, an apple and an orange, and there's no other pairs with the apples. So let's move on to the bananas. With the bananas, I can't have bananas and apples because I already have that group here. It doesn't matter. Apples and bananas are the same as bananas and apples. So I can pair my bananas with grapes or my bananas with oranges. And there's no other combinations there. So let's look at the grapes. If I want to pair the grapes, I've already got them paired with bananas and apples, so that doesn't matter. I can pair them with oranges. And now every one of those is paired with another fruit. There's no other combinations without repeating them. So these actually are the only possible outcomes. And if you count them up, there are 6 different combinations, so our answer is 6. All right. So I know this doesn't necessarily work with some larger groups, like if you're choosing, let's say, 3 or 4 out of 10, it can be a little tedious, but for some of the smaller ones, this will work. Let's look at another example. Sarah is taking 3 of her 5 books that she owns with her on vacation. So how many different combinations of books can she choose from? So I'm going to go ahead and list out my 5 books as just 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to use the same kind of procedure or process in looking at the different combinations of 3 of them to figure that out. I'm going to basically just kind of list them out. So I could have 1, 2, 3. I could have 1, 2, and 4. I could have 1, 2, and 5. Those are the only ones that kind of start with 1 and 2. I could also have, let's say, 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 5. And now I don't have any more with 1, 3, but I could have 1, 4, and 5. That's an option. Those are all the possibilities of starting out with 1. 1, 2, 3 is the same thing as 3, 2, 1, etc. Because order doesn't matter as long as you have the same 3. So let's look at starting with 2. I could have 2, 3, and 4. I could have 2, 3, and 5. I can't have like 2, 1, and 3 because it's the same thing here. 1, 2, and 3 is the same as 2, 1, and 3 is the same as 3, 2, and 1. That doesn't really matter. So let's look at other ones that I have. Let's see. I could have 3, 4, and 5. That's an option. And then let's see. There's another one I can have. I could have 2, 4, and 5 because I haven't used that combination yet. You're looking at basically the combinations of the numbers that you could have. Once you exhaust this entire list, this is actually all you could possibly have. You count them out, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 possible options. So let's look at one more example on how you can use combinations. This is a little bit longer of a word problem, but it says, at a restaurant, the menu allows you to make your own sandwich. You get to choose from 4 different types of bread. You have 3 different types of meats. And you have 3 different types of condiments. How many different sandwich combinations are there if you get to choose one bread, one meat, and one condiment, like ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, things like that? And obviously I underline these numbers because the numbers are important for problems like this. The trick to these kind of problems, it's a different type of combination problem, is you're looking at for every possible, in this case, sandwich product or sandwich object, you can look at combining all the other ones together. And so for each of the 4 breads, you could have 4 meats or 3 condiments. And the trick to problems like this is you take each of your parts, the bread, the meat, and the condiments, and really all you have to do is multiply the total of each together. So I'm going to multiply that, and I'm going to get my possible combinations. So there's 4 different types of breads, there's 3 different types of meats, and there's 3 different types of condiments. If I multiply those out, 4 times 3 times 3 is 36, which means with this option there are 36 different sandwiches that I could possibly make. So it's really about kind of breaking down the problem, and remember, order doesn't matter. For problems like this one here, you're just going to be multiplying the options together. For the previous 2, you're looking at creating lists and putting things together, and again, order doesn't matter. So check out my next video on permutations, and thanks for watching. If you feel like after you're watching my videos, you think you may still need some extra practice in the classroom, you want to take classes with us, visit our website at www.gedyes.com. It'll take you right to this website, and you can find locations and where our classes are being offered. If you live in one of our neighboring counties, you can definitely visit our website, gedyes.com, and you can click on this link down here, FDOE Adult Educational Contacts. This will list the different contacts of the adult ed programs in the counties throughout the state of Florida. So you don't necessarily have to be in Palm Beach County to take advantage of adult and community ed classes. If you live in one of these counties, reach out to these people and they'll get you set up with classes in their county. Thanks again for watching.